Peace everybody, back with another video. This is about Zimmerman sues Trayvon Martin's family's attorneys. You know, George Zimmerman's been getting too much attention lately. I cringe at the sight of him because of what he did to Trayvon Martin. You know, and that stand your ground law, it is really ridiculous and it's really stupid because, he had no right to do what he did at all. And as you can see here in the screenshot is that lurking smile on his face. Neighborhood Watch volunteer George Zimmerman, who was acquitted of the 2012 killing of Trayvon Martin, is suing the teen's parents, family attorney, the attorney's book publisher, and prosecutors who tried his case, claiming he was defamed when they allowed a witness to give false testimony in an attempt to incriminate him. So now he wants to sue the family. For what? They're not doing anything wrong. And now they're saying that claiming he was defamed when they allowed a witness to give false testimony in an attempt to incriminate him. Now, George Zimmerman is not really going to get away with anything. He can't. I mean, seriously, why isn't this man in jail like he should have been? He did what he did, and nobody likes him anymore. Nobody can stand him. I can't even stand him. And so now, and of course, it's a book publisher. Zimmerman's lawsuit filed Wednesday said a trial witness pretended to be the last person to talk to Martin by phone before he was killed, when the witness was actually the half-sister of the caller. Well, so what? It's a family member. It's no big deal. If it's a half-sister of Trayvon Martin, yes, they do have a right to talk to each other. And of course, Zimmerman's lawsuit was filed today, and they said a trial witness pretended to be the last person to talk to Martin by phone. Well, if you're not really related, and if you're coming from a different family member, yes, you are half brother and half sister. That's how it goes. And now George Zimmerman is trying to make up an excuse so he could sue the Martin family, or Trayvon Martin's family, for false testifying. According to the lawsuit, Brittany Diamond Eugene didn't want to testify that she had been talking to Martin before he was killed, so her half-sister, Rachel Gentle, pretended that she was talking to the teen before he was fatally shot. Gentle ended up testifying at Zimmerman's 2013 trial in Sanford, Florida. So Brittany Diamond Eugene didn't want to testify in the first place, but when you get a subpoena, then you got to testify. You got no choice. Also, it said that she had been talking to Martin before he was killed. So yeah, so she did talk to Trayvon before he was killed. So her half-sister, Rachel Gentel, pretended that she was talking to the teen before he was fatally shot. So how do you pretend to talk to a family member if you're half brother and half sister? That's what it was. I mean, they do have a right to talk to each other. You can't say no to your half brother, and you can't say no to your half sister. Martin was killed during a struggle with Zimmerman, who was a Neighborhood Watch volunteer. So, I seriously do not like Zimmerman at all. And who knows what kind of struggle it was. The only thing that Trayvon Martin had was a bag of Skittles, a can of Arizona iced tea, and maybe a candy bar, and that was it. He didn't have nothing else. Those were the three things that he had. And when the family found out that he had been shot, they were upset totally. They were totally upset, and they wanted Zimmerman gone forever. But instead, Zimmerman got acquitted the um for the killing of Trayvon Martin. And believe me, I don't know how can people like this walk around the streets still thinking they could get away with everything. And George Zimmerman should have been in jail a long time ago, but instead they put that stand your ground law in Florida where you won't go to jail. And it's like, what the heck are they doing? Martin was black, Zimmerman's father is white, and his mother is Hispanic. Zimmerman's trial raised questions about race in Florida. Stand your ground, self-defense law, which allows people to use force without retreating if they feel threatened. Well, George Zimmerman wasn't threatened. He didn't feel threatened. He just, boom, shot him for no reason. So how can George Zimmerman be threatened? It's impossible. Nothing was going to happen to him at all. And of course, Zimmerman's trial raised questions about race and Florida's stand your ground, self-defense law. Now, I don't like that law at all. That law has to go. It needs to be changed. Zimmerman's father is white and his mother is Hispanic. And but this thing that George Zimmerman is claiming that he was feeling threatened, not true. Nothing happened to him. All Trayvon Martin was doing was minding his business. That's it. Nothing else. Because he wanted to go to the store and come back to the house where his father was staying at. That was it. Nothing else. But then, of course, Zimmerman had to get out of his car and say, oh, put your hands up, da-da-da. And when Trayvon Martin didn't comply with that, that's when the struggle began. In a statement on Wednesday, Martin family attorney Benjamin Crump called the allegations unfounded and reckless. Yeah, it was unfounded and reckless. So he had no right to do what he did. It was uncalled for. This plaintiff continues to display a callous disregard for everyone but himself, re-victimizing individuals whose lives were shattered by his own misguided actions. He would have us believe that he is the innocent victim of a deep conspiracy, despite the complete lack of any credible evidence to support his outlandish claims. Crump's statement said, this tale defies all logic, and it's time to close the door on these baseless imaginings. So, George Zimmerman was claiming to be the victim. No, that's not true. Nothing was going to hurt him. Nobody was going to hurt him. And he's blaming other people for his reckless behavior. Now, George Zimmerman does have a habit of going after women that he dates, and the women are afraid of him because they don't feel safe with him. So this is another reason that George Zimmerman should be in prison. But he would have us believe that he is the innocent victim of a deep conspiracy. So why would Why would George Zimmerman be the innocent victim? Why? Don't you think something's a little wrong there? Um, and this is Crump's statement said, this tale defies all logic and it's time to close the door on these baseless imaginings. What baseless imaginings are they talking about? It's really ridiculous. Zimmerman's lawyer in the lawsuit, Larry Klayman, was planning a news conference in South Florida on Thursday to discuss the complaint. The lawsuit seeks $100 million, alleging malicious prosecution and conspiracy. Now, I know he's not going to get that much. He's not. They could try all they want, but they're not going to get that much. No. Larry Klayman is Zimmerman's lawyer, so if I were him, I'd go sit down and shut up. Was planning a news conference in South Florida on Thursday, which is tomorrow, to discuss the complaint. The lawsuit seeks $100 million, alleging malicious prosecution and conspiracy. What conspiracy are they talking about? There is none. There is no conspiracy going on. George Zimmerman was not in danger. Nothing was going to happen to him, but yet he wants to sue the family for $100 million. They don't have that kind of money. They don't. Klayman is a conservative activist who founded the watchdog group Judicial Watch. So Klayman is a conservative activist. Yeah, I find that a little weird too. Who founded the watchdog group Judicial Watch. Yeah, I think there's something a little fishy about that one. Last July, an ethics committee of the bar in the District of Columbia recommended that Klayman's law license be suspended for more than 2 years. So Klayman's law license be suspended for more than 2 years. I say suspended for more than, way further on. I would say like 10 years, or even that for life. And this is last July, an ethics committee of the bar in the District of Columbia recommended that Klayman's law license be suspended for more than 2 years, and they should have done it way further out, say like 10 years, 20 years, something like that. But 2 years, that's too short of a time. But I pray that the Martin family and the other family of Trayvon Martin's, they get peace, because right now this $100 million lawsuit is not going to go anywhere. George Zimmerman is going to lose this lawsuit because, because all these false allegations that he's claiming that, oh, I was the innocent victim. No, you wasn't. He was never the victim in the first place. He lied. And I'm surprised nobody is throwing him in jail for that. This is outlandish, ridiculous what he is doing to this family. And the family does not need this. They don't deserve this. Leave your comments below. I am out.